So in this video I'm going to finish up the fiberglass. As you can see, I already have pretty much most of it already fiberglassed with epoxy resin all the way up. But what I was going to do was put a portable toilet in that corner over there. But I said, I'm already doing all the fiberglass. You know, that's not my style. I do everything custom. So what you see over there in the corner right now is my little makeshift wood base that I made for the toilet that I'm going to make. I'm sorry I didn't show more of doing the fiberglass, but doing the toilet and pretty much the next layer of epoxy that I'm going to put on the entire shower, I'm going to try to show. The hard part is you can't touch anything when you're doing epoxy. I mean, like, usually even the clothes that you're wearing are ruined when you're doing that epoxy. It's sticky and nasty and doesn't play nice. I used a heat gun to get that bend so the plastic wouldn't snap. But you see, it was just right there. It was about to snap. So now we have our form for the toilet. And put that guy in there. And that will be the pan that runs to the drain that I already ran underneath. And then I will make a custom lid and everything that will go over the top of it. Fiberglass rolled out. Now we just need to make a measurement for the toilet of 32 by 32. And I added the second coat of epoxy to the entire shower. I have to get to the layer where there's no more grit in the fiberglass, because the fiberglass is technically like carpet. I got to put enough layers on it until the carpet texture is gone. Sand it down, make a really smooth surface. Then I could start doing my colors and making it look really fancy. And then as for the floor, all the excess epoxy pretty much drains down there to the bottom. So it's just making the floor more and more waterproof every time that I put a layer. I will put self-leveler down there, just a little bit, so it meets up with the drain. As you see in many videos, I will do a cool epoxy floor with colors and sparkles and everything. So stay tuned. This is my water heater. It's an 8-gallon hot water tank. It runs to electric. All day long, this thing basically heats the water just by the solar panels without my battery backup. So I have it all plumbed in. My sink running outside the bus. I ran some plumbing under the bus. I'll show you that in a little while. Originally, where that silver is, I was going to install a instant hot water tank until I read that it wastes a lot of water. By adding a 8-gallon tank, not only did I add water to my system, which is 48 gallons now, I don't have to wait for the water to heat up. Those two holes that you see with the light coming in, a cool addition that I'm adding to the outside of my bus. An outdoor shower, which has a spigot with an on-off button. It could sit in the little holder right here. And it has hot and cold, being that I already have a hot water heater and cold. It'll sit right here in this spot. You could take the spigot, hang it up, have an outside shower. I think it's pretty cool. So what we need to do, you see those two little holes right there, the length that I need for this outdoor shower. So I got to cut that sheet metal out using a die grinder or any kind of cutoff wheel, whatever you have. I've already prepped the area behind it. So now I just got to cut out the square until the shape fits nice and snug. Then I can install the shower into the bus right here. Then I will put a bead of caulk around the inner lip of the shower housing. Then take some self-tapping metal screws, tack it onto the sheet metal, plumb it in with the PEX. I'll show you how I do it, and then we will do a test run. Let's get at it. Now remember, if you don't make a perfect cut, it's okay. If I make the hole too big, basically it's going to sit where I put the sheet metal screws in. Or as they call them, self-tappers. There'll be a bead of caulk that holds it to the bus. So there'll be no leakage. And then I'll re-insulate it behind the housing just because we don't want no leaking in the walls, because then that would create rust. Spray painted the area that I want to protect the metal. Just remember that on the inside right here, I had insulation. So you want to make sure that you put the insulation back. I had to cut out a support beam to install this outdoor shower. Always make sure you got the right tools. My Milwaukee 12-volt Sawzall. I had to use a grinder with a cutoff wheel, and I had to use an electric Sawzall with a metal blade. Make sure that you're prepared for your particular job. Spray paint has dried. Ryobi caulk gun, which is battery powered. Pretty cool. Caulked. Now let's get this bad boy in here. So wrapping up this video, I got the outdoor shower hooked up. I ran out of PEX clamps. I have this one routed to the outside line that I originally ran just to run outside to a sink. But now the outdoor shower will act as a sink faucet as well as a shower. And it runs up and to the top of the water heater. Second part of the job, I didn't like the way that my corners looked on the top of my shower. I put another coat on there. It's getting really smooth now. I'm pouring all my excess on top of the toilet right there, so it will make a level surface. You know, the more and more extra that I have, it'll eventually layer out. And then there'll be a nice flat surface that I'll put the pan on. The shower is coming along very well. The thing is what you don't notice, that the epoxy, even though I add color to it, is super clear. Even with 3 or 4 coats on there already, you could still see the pink foam board behind it. But the walls are as hard as a rock. They're completely sealed, even if they don't look like it. 1 or 2 more coats, and then I could sand it all down. And that will show me all my high and low spots. Back outside to the outdoor shower, you can see I used PEX, my shower curtain hanger, a mount that you would mount Connex to the wall. In conclusion to this fun video, we have an outdoor shower. So I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.